Times Square, the brand image of New York City. It is here, in the heart of the city, that we can feel the pulse of New York. Known for its many theaters, cinemas, and iconic billboards, it is thanks to places like the bustling Times Square that New York is known as the city that never sleeps. In the late 19th century, this area was the center of the city's social life. In 1904, the New York Times newspaper built Times Tower when the square it faced was still called Longacre Square. It soon was renamed Times Square, and today the name covers the entire area between 40th and 53rd Street and 6th and 9th Avenue. The inauguration of the New York Times headquarters was celebrated with fireworks, starting the New Year's Eve tradition of celebrating the start of the new year with fireworks in Times Square. As the center of the theater district, which has always attracted large numbers of visitors, Times Square became an excellent place for communication and advertising. As a result, the first large electric display billboard was put up in 1917. Today, the billboards themselves are among the major attractions. Theaters have always been the great attraction in the area. In 1928, there were 76 theaters on the square, presenting vaudeville, musicals, jazz, and movies. The dark era of Times Square arrived during the Great Depression of the 1930s, when many businesses closed down due to a huge decline in theater audiences. During the Second World War, many theaters were replaced with strip clubs and peep shows, while prostitution, sex theaters, and racial strife defined the area. It became a gay and lesbian hub, as it was a place where people felt free to be their true selves. It was a place without limits, and where all boundaries could be broken. By the end of the 20th century, Times Square had come back to life. The crowds returned, and it became a mix of creativity, commerce, locals and tourists, spectators and performers, art, and life that we see today. Historic theaters, like the Belasco Theater, are among the many attractions. It opened in 1907 with a colonial revival exterior and a neo-Georgian auditorium. There is also the landmark New Amsterdam Theater, commissioned in 1902, with a Beaux Arts entrance and a magnificent Art Nouveau interior. The New Victory Theater is the city's oldest active theater, and the Palace Theater has staged performances by the likes of Ed Wynn, Ethel Barrymore, and Harry Houdini. Schubert Alley is a long, narrow pedestrian alley at the epicenter of the theater district and deserves a visit. If you want to see celebrities who have visited these theaters over the years, look for the restaurants Sardi's and Joe Allen. They are institutions in the district, with walls covered with Broadway memorabilia. St. Malachi's Catholic Church is a retreat for actors, dancers, musicians, craftsmen, and tourists, with an actor's chapel below the main church. Times Square also houses the headquarters of MTV and ABC Studios, where the morning information show Good Morning America is aired. In short, day or night, there's always something happening in Times Square.